As we come back, let us remind you that At the Post Live, Serling on Saratoga, is coming to you live from the Parting Glass Pub in downtown Saratoga and is presented by NYRA and partners, the American Heart Association. Heart disease is the #1 killer of all Americans, yet it's 80% preventable. The American Heart Association recommends daily exercise, eating a healthy diet, and getting a physical every year. For information, visit www.heart.org. And Timeform US. Visit timeformus.com, the site for the modern horse player. Chris Kay, the president and CEO of the New York Racing Association, is joining me for a few moments. I know Chris is having a very popular summer. Let's give Chris a big hand. Come on. Come on. Things are good in Saratoga. I have a personal question, Chris. How many more trees do you plan to cut down at Saratoga before your reign is done?
Okay, this interview is over. We are going to plant 150 trees this year as part of a 3-year plan for 400 trees.
Really?
We already have over 1,900 trees on property.
So that gives you a lot more trees to cut down. You got 1,500 coming in, 1,900. I'm surprised that nobody has called you like the George Washington of Saratoga. You've gotten away with that.
They've called me a lot of names.
They have called you a lot. So
what disturbs me is my wife has given them many of those names.
Is it? Chris is, by the way, a grandfather. Are you guys aware that Chris is a new grandfather? Pretty exciting, right?
It is. It's the best thing that's happened.
Is he coming up for the Travers?
Well, I don't know. He may come up for the Travers. He may come up for the Woodward instead.
He's waiting to see if American Pharoah, like everybody else, he's waiting to see if American... By the way, contrary to popular belief, you actually know if American Pharoah is coming up, but you just can't tell anybody, right?
That is exactly correct.
Right. You've enjoyed the American Pharoah run, haven't you?
I have. I'll tell you what, they're great people. The Zayats have been great, and Bob Baffert has been great. I think it's been great for the sport. It's been great for NYRA, and I'm cautiously optimistic that he'll be here next week.
I think we all are cautiously optimistic. What about Talking Horses? You think you're ready to come on Talking Horses with me?
No.
You're not?
First off, I'm never going to compare you to the senior stud that I wanted to date.
Right.
And frankly...
I'm already cheating on Tony, actually. Right. I brought another...
But I have to say, you bring in great guests. And Jerry Crawford tonight was awesome.
I
was here a couple weeks ago. You do a great job.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Let me ask you another question.
Wait. Let's hear it for him. Hey,
get out of here. These guys are great. This is a serious question. What's the craziest question since you come to NYRA? And it's been 2 years now. What's like the most outrageous thing anybody's asked you, assuming was sort of true? Because I'm sure you've been asked some doozies over the years.
I have, and I'm not going to answer it. But let's just say that. Insulting, it's been there. And, there have been some crazy questions.
It is sort of amazing. Like, every year, how many people ask you, is Sarah going to run for, like, 2 months or 3 months next summer?
Yeah, everybody wants to know. Some people are for it. They want to have us start the day after Belmont. And other people say, oh, my God, let's start in the middle of August. And they ask the question and don't care what I say. They just want to tell me their opinion. Right.
And they want to race. And it's amazing because no matter what we do at NYRA, somebody's always there to second guess us, which actually always gives us an easy out.
I think I'm there for everybody.
So if you had known what laid in store for you when you took this job at NYRA, would you have taken it? Other than knowing you'd get to know me.
Well, that's
all the
a plus.
Great things that comes with it. Right.
That 7-hour drive from Baltimore back to New York is the one I'll never forget.
That's because Dave O'Rourke can't drive.
Well, he was.
And you spent way too much time in the rest area. I don't know what was going on in there. I don't want to make a big deal about it, but you were in there kind of a long time.
I was removing your name from every stall.
I had spent so much time putting it in there. I can't believe you did that. That's O'Rourke and I actually covered the whole thing. So, like, would you? I mean, has it been fun? Have you managed to have any fun through all the torture?
Yes. I'll tell you why. Number one, this is a great sport, and I am so impressed by the people that love the sport. I think I told you the first weekend we were here at Saratoga. This guy comes up to me in this great Boston accent and says, "This is the Fenway Park. You got to make sure you take care of it." And the next day he says, "I was wrong. This is the Vatican. You are the Pope. You got to take care of the sport." And I try my best to make sure that these fans who love the sport, we do all we can to make sure they have a great time.
No, I agree. I agree. And I think, we have a responsibility, all kidding aside, all year long. I mean, I think that it's what you do all year long, and it comes to a head in Saratoga. Because it's true. I mean, look here. We've got a ton of people here in the Parting Glass, and the fans, that's all we've got, is our fans. And they come to Saratoga, and I think a lot that goes on in racing is that people play all year, but they're playing online. They're watching on Ira.com, obviously, and taking advantage of that situation. But they come to Saratoga. Eventually, they all come here. And this is the place that we have to give them everything we have.
And we try to do just that.
We do.
And so...
Someone's yelling.
Yeah, everybody here loves you.
He's mad because I'm cheating on Tony so quickly with you.
But we try our best. So, we brought in new high-definition TVs, and now new high-definition screens in the backyard, and the Walk of Fame, and now we have the sports bar.
The Walk of Fame. Yes. Is there any picture in the Walk of Fame you're not in?
Yes.
There's
yes,
one. I'm looking for it.
I'm very
That's
disappointed by
that. That's going to be the question. Yes, you're going to get in there. Somebody's going to draw you in.
But you can look. You can kind of see how I aged. Can't
yes.
you? Every
you're
year.
Like the president who comes in and like he's 100 years old and he's done. Chris is going to stick around for a minute, but we're going to have to take a quick break before we come back. Stay with us. We come right back. Act the Post Live is brought to you by Capital OTB. Watch, wager, and win with Capital OTB.